Guys, Deluded Guna, thank you for watching. As always, I'm back. It's like 5:45 in the morning. I have this jacket on because some of you tell me to keep wearing it and you like it. So here I go, man. Like, yeah. What was I here to speak about today? Mbappe. I'm sure you guys know, anyone that watches football know he's obviously joined PSG for some ridiculous sum. Still don't know if it's specifically a loan this year and then the ridiculous sum next year, or it's just been paid up front, because you see a lot of conflicting reports. Either way, whether it's this year or next year, it will be a madness. Now he's joined PSG. Now he confirmed that Wenger spoke to him. He said Arsenal was a real option, but he wanted to return home to Paris. He grew up in Paris. He allegedly used to go to the games when he was a kid and stuff like that. And yeah, man, the usual generic footballer waffle nonsense stuff. So yeah, it is true, but it is quite boring when players talk about stuff like this. Can't fault him for joining PSG. He's joined their exciting project, Neymar, all the stars, trying to win the Champions League. That's the real goal. Trying to obviously this year reclaim their Liga title. So yeah, he confirmed. Wenger spoke to him. He confirmed that was a real option, but PSG was it. Now, I'm not really angry about the Mbappe one. Of course, last year it could have been done for significantly less. I mean, if I knew about him, of course I didn't know he would go on and do this and be this sort of player. But if I saw him and saw in an under-19s game that he had some sort of talent, and Wenger was allegedly at this guy's house and this, that, and the third, and from the likes of the ages of 11, where he's been at Chelsea for a second and played in a youth game where I think he said they beat someone 7 or 8-0, played with Tammy Abraham, been invited over by Madrid. Why was this not confirmed? I'm sure he was probably quoted some ridiculous fee for Mbappe at the time, unproven, like probably in a couple mils, which seemed too steep for a player, a teenager. But look at it now. This confirms what I always tell you guys. Finding talent is not the problem. It is confirming it. Like, there's no point us the player telling us that he rejected us. That's fine. I mean, this is an isolated incident, so I can forgive missing out on this. But there's no point telling us this guy can be the next Pele. You've known Kante since it's 14. You've known Lamar since this. Yaya Toure, who had a trial here. Zlatan was in the shirt. Cristiano Ronaldo saw the facilities, etc., etc. There's no good. Like, it needs to be done. There's no nearly or we tried. I'm not trying to hear this. Like, again, away from the Kylian incidents, because we can be forgiven for that, because there's levels. There's several levels in getting them sort of players. Can be forgiven. But this is the nature of the game now. You need to move fast, move early, and move quickly for these players. You can't differ. That's why we've missed out. We miss out on every young kid that's decent, and the ones that we do have in our academy, we let go. Like I said, away from the incidents of Kylian Mbappe, because Mbappe, he mixing up his name. Away from that, because that one can be forgiven, because there's levels when it comes to them sort of players, and there were some bigger clubs than us and proposals, and yeah, man. But this just confirms what we know. How many times do you see, oh yeah, I was in talks with Arsenal, or I can reveal Wenger spoke to us? Finding talent is not the problem. Confirming it is. Because away from Mbappe, there's how many incidences of players we've missed out. Both world-class players and players that are just damn right competent and consistent that could do their job. How many have we missed out on? This is what I'm saying. Finding talent is not the problem in this day and age. We'll always play. We've historically found talent. The difference is now everybody knows if someone, like I always say in my vids, if we go and look at a player, Spurs, Chelsea, etc., are going to look at him purely because we're involved, and we're going to do the same. And with the other clubs, for several players that these guys watch, why? They must be watching them for a reason, and it's not just the English clubs. Everybody. This is the nature of the game now. You have to be proactive. You need to confirm deals. Players know their worth. Before, players didn't know how good they were and how good they can be, and you had a bit of leeway. Now they know fully well how good they are, and if they don't, they're around some advisors and people of that nature, like Kylian probably is, like all of these other young players, Osman Dembele, all of these other guys are. So it's about getting things done. Like I said, not an attack in regards to Mbappe, because it's more specifically the other examples and historically, because man, that one's just not levels. 180 million or whatever, it's not going to happen. And we never realistically had a chance, despite how bullish the club was sounding, despite how much propaganda they were giving us about 200 million and this and that and the third. Guys, Deluded Guna, I'm signing out. There's not much more to say on that front, to be honest. Just thought I'd give you lot that one on a quick one. I'm out.